Hey guys.
I'm James.
I'm Christina.
And welcome to J&C Adventures. So we're in a different environment, as you can see. This is the toy room. Some of you may be familiar with this from my other channel. If you're not and you're interested in anything you see behind you, just click the link that's in the description as well as at the end of this video. You can check out the toy room and what we're all about over there. But in today's video, what do we have going on?
We have our lost files.
That's right. So when we were editing our previous two videos, once we were done and everything with the our cruise wrap up was done, I realized we still have a bunch of clips left over that somehow we forgot to talk about, and it's a lot of big stuff that I'm sure people are interested in, like the Hyperspace Lounge, like fireworks on the ship, plus a ton of other things. So we're just gonna kind of go over all our lost files and everything that we forgot to touch on. So I think that's it as far as the intro, so I think we can get into it now. So we're going to start with the one and only Hyperspace Lounge, and it is a Star Wars themed bar on the ship. How'd you feel about that?
So I thought it was really cool. The one downside to the Hyperspace Lounge is a lot of people were complaining that you couldn't get a reservation for it.
So yeah, that is one of the only things on the ship that you actually do need a reservation for, other than like the upcharge for like the special dining restaurants and stuff. But in order to go to this bar, with the other bars you can just walk up to. Hyperspace Lounge you have to have a reservation for, and the reservations are usually booked like within, I don't know, a couple minutes of everybody getting onto the ship, so it is very hard to come by.
I also heard a few people were confused, like looking for it, because it is such like a hole in the wall.
Yeah,
like when you're walking by it, you wouldn't think that that's the Hyperspace Lounge.
Yeah, there are no signs. Well, there's a sign like in the hallway, and you'll see in the B-roll that's playing, but there's no sign just like while you're looking for it. It's kind of one of those things where like you have to know that it's there or just notice it while you're walking by. That being said, we did not try and get a reservation for Hyperspace Lounge because we don't really drink like that, and like I said, they are hard to get, but we were able to check out the open house, if you want to explain how that works.
So when you first walk into the cruise, it was an open house for that, and they have an open house for a couple of other things as well.
Yeah,
you're just able to like walk in.
I'm sorry, the kids club is another one that like adults aren't allowed into the kids clubs while the cruise is happening, obviously because there are kids there. But if you go the very first day of the cruise, like as soon as you walk on, you can most likely it's not always guaranteed, but you can actually check out the kids clubs, which we didn't get to do.
And I think they even let you go down the slide for the kids club also.
They do, which unfortunately we didn't get to do because we were busy in Hyperspace Lounge as well as other places as well once we got onto the ship.
That was the other thing, is we I mean, for us, we had a hard time finding the slide. It was like the last night that we saw it, and we were like, oh, that's where it is.
Yeah, it is kind of like, it is right there in the main entrance as you walk in, but it's kind of like tucked away. You have to kind of like know that it's there. But getting back to Hyperspace Lounge, it is a really cool, like if you're a Star Wars fan,
it's a really cool atmosphere.
It's really cool to see, but that being said, I would be disappointed like having to fight for a reservation. Like if you can just do the open house, to me, unless you're actually interested on getting one of the drinks from the menu, like I don't really think it's worth it. It's such a small venue. It's cool, but it's small, it's tiny, not a lot of room in there. And again, unless you're actually going to be getting a drink from the menu, you're better off just going to the open house, you know, just walk in there, take your pictures, check it out, because all the things are still functioning, all the screens are still working during the open house, so you literally get the entire experience with the exception of not being able to get drinks during the open house. And they also do have the open house, I believe it's like every morning of your cruise while you're on the ship, so if you missed it on the first day, you can check it out like the next day while you're on your cruise, so that is pretty cool. Moving on from Hyperspace Lounge, we're just gonna have to take a look at our notes because we have a ton of stuff. We're gonna go into the Heard That game competition, I guess you can say. If you want
kind of trivia-ish.
Yeah, they had like different elements to it. Like for instance, there was the like lightning rounds where you had to kind of like go back and forth. And I'm actually going to put a clip in right now of Christina doing the lightning round and actually winning. You don't actually win any prizes for it, but she was successful. So, all right.
Woohoo!
All right, we're gonna give y'all a lightning round. All right, we need you to name fast food restaurants. Are you ready?
Got that. You got that.
Fast food restaurants. Let's go.
Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, KFC, Five Guys.
1, 2, 3. Oh, it's okay. One, 2, 3.
So the point of the Heard That game is they actually play like sound effects from like movies, TV shows, commercials, and if you know the sound, obviously you buzz in, and that's how you kind of win the round.
Yeah, it's actually very similar to the Blockbuster board game. If any of you have ever played that, it has very similar rules to the Blockbuster board game.
Yeah. And then to make it fair, obviously, it's Disney. They do like the lightning round, and with that you can do like a physical challenge.
Which I ended up having to do. So I went in a competition with another gentleman on the cruise, and we were going back and forth trading answers. It got to the point where nobody was winning, so they tried to get us to do a physical challenge against each other, and that challenge was to see who could plank the longest. And I was not going to lose that challenge, so me and him were going back and forth. Now we're both planking. None of us are giving up. This is still going nowhere. And then he starts showing off by doing like a one-handed plank, putting his arm in the air. So then I start doing push-ups, and neither of us are giving up, and we're just going. Things are getting hot and sweaty, and everyone's just cheering us on. It was actually really, really fun. And we ended up in a draw, I think. I don't think anybody ended up winning. They just finally they kicked us off the stage, essentially, because none of us were giving up. So that was a ton of fun. That was just some footage that we forgot to talk about, and also we had forgot to put in. So moving on from the Heard That challenge, we have the Pirate Parlay, not to be confused with the Pirates Rock and Roll Parlay Party. They're actually two different things. So it starts with the Pirate Parlay, and my memory is a little vague on that. That was with
so the Pirate Parlay was the Disney characters. They came out obviously in their pirate costumes, and they were training us how to become pirates in order to
So it was basically like a pre-show. Yeah, it was like a pre-show to the Pirates Parlay Rock Party that came after, which I think it was like a couple hours later. So the shows were at different times, but it was fun. This one really wasn't like a must-do for me, but it is nice that they kind of have like a story going between the two shows. That's obviously one thing that Disney's really good at, is storytelling. So I like that the pre-show leads into, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it, like the night show or the nighttime like fireworks spectacular. So yeah, so the Pirate Parlay eventually leads into, I forgot what the name of it is, the Pirates Rock and Roll Parlay Party. So this was really cool. It's a bunch of live performers playing live instruments, doing live like gymnastics type of stunts, doing flips off trampolines, whole bunch of crazy stuff. And it was just really, really good, just as far as the performance and everything. I know you had a blast with it.
I really love that show. I mean, I'm disappointed that I didn't have my pirate costume, but now going forward, I know for the next Disney cruise, I have to get myself a specific pirate costume for Pirate Night.
For Pirate Night, yeah. So every, I don't know if it's every like if you're taking the cruise that we took, which was the 4 days, 3 nights to the Bahamas, to Nassau and Castaway Cay. Every Saturday, I believe, is going to be Pirates Night. So everybody just dresses up in their costume, and they have this specific pirate show playing that night.
Yeah, and then from the party, it went into the fireworks, which I thought that was a really cool transition, the way they did that.
Yeah, so we're not going to give away any spoilers as to who shows up in the show, because there are some big surprises that I wasn't even expecting. There are videos out there of the show if you are interested in the spoilers, but I think it's a really good experience if you haven't seen it, to go in not knowing. One thing that I did notice in some other people's videos, the pirates kind of like came down from above, from like the top of the cruise deck, but for us in our show, they just walked down the stairs. So I don't know if there was any issues with the cable that they come down on or whatever, but I did notice it was different for ours.
It's a possibility. I mean, it is a new ship, and they are still working out some of the kinks. I mean, they were still working out kinks on the Aladdin show.
Yeah, everything's being worked out right now, because they just started sailing maybe a month ago, maybe not even, maybe like 3 weeks. But yeah, the pirate show is really good. The surprises that come from the show are amazing, and then the fireworks are in sync with the music that's playing, and it's phenomenal. Like I didn't think that the fireworks were going to be all that, because it was on a cruise ship, but they were really, really good fireworks, and the way that they synced in with the music was amazing.
I would say if you're more interested in seeing just the fireworks and not the actual show, you may want to go onto the Deck 12, because you'll have a better view of the fireworks. We were on Deck 11. Mainly because I wanted to see the show. I mean, I did like the fireworks, and we still did have a decent view. Yeah. But the Aqua Mouse kind of does get in the way of it, so you're kind of blocked.
So Deck 11 is going to be right in front of the stage. It's that whole deck where the pools are. But if you go up to Deck 12, where you can, I guess like, it's like the balcony of the ship where the pools are, and you can see over the edge of the ship. That's going to be the deck that you want to go on. You're going to get the best views, and if you are facing the stage, it's going to be the fireworks are going to shoot off on your right hand side. I think that's the starboard is the technical term for that side of the ship. But it is, if you're facing the stage or the big screen or anything, it's going to be on your right hand side. So you're going to want, if you're going to want the best views, go to deck 12 on the right hand side. So yeah, that show was amazing. And moving on from there, we had your probably favorite feature of the ship, and that's the Midnight
definitely
Kiss.
My favorite feature. I did know going into it that was going to happen. I saw a lot of like TikTok videos of people that like were laying on the ground just to watch it, and I was like, why is it such a big deal? Like, why are people laying on the ground to see some kind of light show? I do have to say that it was actually pretty magical.
Yeah, so the Midnight Kiss, we thought that it only happens at midnight, hence the name Midnight Kiss, but it happens, we found out it happens at 10, 11, and 12. So I guess that's if you have the younger kids who want to see it and can't stay up that late. Now it is it's like a lighting effect and like special sounds that play at midnight with the beautiful chandelier that's in the middle of like the atrium area. But it is different depending what night it is.
Yeah, so on Pirate Night they had a different lighting effect.
Yeah, it was red for like pirates or whatever.
Yeah. And then obviously we didn't see it on the first day, but we went on the last day, and they had I think it was like Cinderella, like the fairy godmother.
Yeah, so for Pirates Night, it's red, and it has like clips from Peter Pan, and I think maybe Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't remember, but it has clips from them playing synced up to the red lighting. And then for Cinderella, it has like the fairy godmother playing, and some clips from Cinderella playing, as well as like some blue and white lighting as well. So it's pretty cool. I could have lived without it, but you know, it was cool to see once.
It kept me up past my bedtime.
But it was funny to see. It just looked like a sea of like just people passed out on the floor. Everybody at midnight on deck 3, literally just laying on the floor to see this like 1 minute, if that, lighting effect. Like I said, it's cool to see once. I wouldn't go out of your way to see it though. That's just me personally. So moving on from there, that's just going to kind of bring us and wrap up like our thoughts of the cruise ship itself. And the cruise ship was beautiful. It was very, very nice, especially being just like such a brand new ship. Everything just felt new. That's the best of new and just like modern. All the way down to like in the hallways, all the little details that you have with like the lighting fixtures. Have the lamps have this like what do you call the things around the lamp? It's not like a lamp shade, but it is a lamp shade. It's hard to explain. You'll see in the B-roll, but it has cutouts in the lampshade, and the way that the light illuminates, it kind of projects these images onto the roof or the ceiling, which is really, really cool.
So we were on the Cinderella side. I don't know. I'm assuming it's different per floor, per design that you have. So we had Cinderella. Ours was the horse and carriage, which was really pretty. Yeah,
depending what theme your floor is, the artwork on the doors change, the artwork in the hallways change, and the artwork on those little like lampshade type of things change. And even the details on the TV were really cool. There's different animations that play on the TV in your room. It shows like your stateroom, your family name, which is typical, but then it also shows the Disney Wish cruise ship sailing in the sea, and it has different characters that fly by, like Dumbo, Captain Marvel.
We saw Nemo.
Dash from The Incredibles, and
Spider-Man also, he came out.
So a bunch of different characters. This is a nice little animation touch that I appreciate seeing. They didn't really have to be there, but every time like a character would come up, I'd be like, oh look, it's like a game of like Where's Waldo or something. And the whole experience was just amazing. Like, we definitely want to go on another Disney cruise at some point in time, especially now that we're just kind of like, we just got into it. Now we kind of understand everything. Like, we weren't familiar with the Disney cruising community, I guess, as you can say. So like the magnets all over the doors, like I knew about it.
I had no idea going into it, and I was like, I would walk in, and once we were able to get to the rooms, I should say, because when we first got there, the rooms weren't ready, but once everyone started and like they were getting their stuff situated, I started seeing all these magnets on the doors, and I'm like, why are there magnets? Like, why are people doing that?
I always knew it was a thing, but I mean, some of the creativity that these people have, they have like dry erase boards where you can like just write your own messages for them. Like, I was leaving our names on there, or like tic-tac-toe games on there, and then just I don't know, we just need to order a bunch of magnets for the next time we go on a cruise. And then also like everyone dressing up for the Pirates Night is not something that I expected or even like thought to do. So now that we are kind of, I wouldn't say seasoned, but familiar with the Disney Cruise community, we definitely want to do this again and like have our pirate costumes, have our magnets, and were there any? Oh, now we are technically silver members for the Disney Cruise Line, so we'll get a special gift next time we go. We'll get our special silver lanyards, so that's pretty exciting. So anyways, I think that's gonna do it for us. I don't know if you have any final thoughts about anything.
I mean, overall, I just really enjoyed the cruise. Definitely plan to do it again. Maybe we'll do a different ship and maybe compare Wish to one of the others and see if there's any difference.
That's my biggest thing that I'm on the fence about. Do we want to do the Wish again or try a different ship? It's because I see some of the other ships and they don't look as new and modern as the Wish does, so I don't know like how that experience. I don't think it would be a bad experience, but I don't know. I kind of want to go on the Wish again, specifically for that barbecue. That's it. The barbecue, I'm sold.
You are such a foodie.
I'd be sold on that barbecue all day long. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for us. We hope you guys enjoyed this video.
If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Share this video with your friends.
We'll see you guys next time.